The Galactic Council had gathered in their great ring station above a quiet, blue star. The station spun slowly, a perfect circle of metal and light. Its halls were tall, echoing, and full of beings from hundreds of different species. Some were tall with shining skin, some had wings, some had no eyes at all. But all had come together to make one decision that would change the fate of one small blue planet called Earth. On Earth, humans had waited for the Council's message with hope and worry. They had sent their best diplomats and leaders, knowing that the galaxy judged them harshly. Among those waiting were Evan Brooks and Laura Pierce. Evan was tall and serious. His eyes were sharp, always studying faces and reading moods. Laura was calm but fierce. She had a way of speaking that made people listen, even aliens. Together, they had argued, pleaded, and explained Earth's intentions to the Council. But now, they were outside the chamber, waiting. The chamber doors opened, and the Council's voice echoed across the room. It was deep and clear, as if coming from every corner at once. After careful consideration, the voice said, "The Council has reached its decision. Earth is to be exiled from all shared space zones. No human ships may enter or leave Council territory without explicit permission." Evan felt his stomach tighten. Laura's hand brushed his arm, a small gesture of support. But it did little to calm the storm of thoughts inside him. Humans had always faced challenges. They had survived disasters, wars, and disasters in space. But this was different. This was not a threat from a rival species. This was an insult, a warning, and a challenge all at once. The Council continued, listing reasons for the decision. Humans expanded too fast, they said. Humans created unpredictable technologies. Humans had the potential to surpass every other young species in the galaxy. The Council feared them, and fear always turned to control. "Your presence is a risk to the balance of our collective civilizations," the voice said. "It is safer if Earth is removed." The diplomats standing nearby whispered among themselves. Some were afraid for humanity. Some felt pity, thinking humans had overstepped. But Evan and Laura had already made their decision. They would not wait to be told twice. They would not beg or plead. Humans would decide their own fate outside the chamber. The news spread across Earth and its colonies like wildfire. Citizens watched floating screens in cities and stations, hearing the Council's words repeated again and again. Some wept, some shouted, some clenched their fists. Humanity had always been proud, always independent, and now they felt the sting of humiliation deep underground. In a secret command center beneath the largest city on Earth, leaders gathered. The room was full of maps, glowing screens, and models of ships. Admiral Nina Carr stood at the front. She was a strong woman in her 40s, with short hair and eyes that missed nothing. She looked at the assembled humans and spoke quietly, but every word carried weight. "We cannot wait for permission. If the Council wants to exile us, we will leave on our own terms. Humanity will not bow. We will not be told what to do by anyone." Evan leaned forward. "We can't just leave," he said. "Not yet. We need a plan, something no one can stop." Laura nodded. "We build our own path. We don't wait for the Council to act. We act first." The room was silent for a moment. Then murmurs began. Engineers, pilots, scientists, and soldiers all started to speak. Ideas flowed, growing larger and bolder with each voice. Maps were pointed at. Models of ships were rolled out. Charts of stars and currents of space were drawn on glowing tables. A single plan began to take shape. It had a name: Horizon Path. Horizon Path would be humanity's secret fleet. Not a fleet for war. Not a fleet for revenge. A fleet to take humans out of Council territory forever. The ships would be faster, stronger, and smarter than anything the Council expected. Humans would not wait. They would leave. And they would do it quietly, before anyone could stop them. In the months that followed, humanity worked in silence. Massive shipyards and hidden locations built engines larger than anything known. The hulls were polished, the controls wired, and the bridges filled with blinking panels. Ryan Porter, a young pilot, walked among the ships, his hands brushing over cold metal. He could feel the power within them. "They think we are weak," he said quietly to himself. "They have no idea." Laura coordinated with colonies far from Earth. Humans live on many worlds now, and not all were under Council control. These colonies would join the Horizon Path. They would send engineers, pilots, and civilians. Every voice, every mind, every hand was needed. Evan worked with the intelligence teams, ensuring no alien spies could uncover the plans. Every message was coded, every meeting private. The Council began to sense that something was wrong. Humans were too calm, too quiet. They should have been panicked or begging. But instead, they seemed confident. They watched Earth, sending scouts, trying to understand. Yet nothing could reveal Horizon Path. Not yet. One day, a small alien ship approached a hidden human dock. It floated silently, curious and cautious. Within minutes, it was surrounded by a field of invisible sensors and blocked from leaving. Admiral Nina appeared on a hologram. "This is your warning," she said. "Leave, or you will remain here until we decide your fate." The alien vessel quickly retreated. But the message was clear. Humans were not afraid. Humans would protect their plan. And Horizon Path was growing. Back on Earth, citizens volunteered in record numbers. Horizon Path needed engineers, pilots, navigators, and families. People left their homes, offering skills and knowledge. No one questioned the plan. Humanity had always survived by working together, and now that unity was stronger than ever. Children learned to navigate with stars, engineers calculated jumps into uncharted space, and pilots trained in extreme maneuvers. Everyone had a role. Everyone mattered. Even as the Council debated, the plan advanced. Ships larger than mountains took shape in orbit. Engines hummed with energy that even alien scientists could not understand. Every test brought humans closer to leaving. Every challenge only made them stronger. The Council feared that if they did nothing, humans would disappear from known space before anyone could stop them. And then, the first test flight succeeded. A massive ship lifted from its dock, engines glowing. Lifting into the thin space above Earth, it moved faster than anything known, slipping through the edges of the solar system with a light that bent in impossible ways. Evan and Laura watched from the control room, their faces serious but proud. "This is just the beginning," Laura said. Admiral Nina smiled. "No one tells humans what to do," she said. "Not now. Not ever." The Council had made a mistake. They had judged humans too early. They had feared what they did not understand. And humans, proud and clever, had decided not to wait. Horizon Path would carry them beyond exile, beyond punishment, beyond the reach of anyone who underestimated them. And when they left, the galaxy would learn that humans were never to be controlled or ignored. For now, Earth was calm. People slept beneath the stars, unaware of the first ships lifting quietly into orbit. But soon, the skies would fill with ships, engines bright and humming, carrying humanity toward a future that no council could deny, no species could follow. Horizon Path was not just a fleet. It was a declaration. It was a promise. Humanity had been judged. Humanity had been insulted. And humanity would answer on its own terms. Evan and Laura stood together, watching the glowing engines disappear into the distance. They did not know exactly where the journey would take them. They did not know what dangers awaited beyond the stars. But they knew one thing: humanity would not wait. Humanity would not beg. And humanity would not fail. The exile had been declared, and humans had already chosen their response. The stars shone brightly above, as if cheering for the small blue planet that dared to defy the galaxy. Horizon Path had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. Months passed since the Council had voted to exile Earth. On the surface, life seemed normal. People went to work, children went to school, and cities buzzed with activity. But beneath the calm, humanity was building something no one in the galaxy could imagine. Horizon Path, the secret fleet, was growing fast. Every ship, every engine, every calculation was done in silence, away from the eyes of the Council and curious aliens. In a hidden dock far from the solar system, the first of the massive ships rested. It was bigger than any building on Earth, and the engines alone could light a small city. Ryan Porter walked along the hull, his helmet under his arm. He ran his hand across the cold metal and smiled. "They think we are weak. They have no idea how strong we can be," he said quietly. "Pilots like him train every day. They had to learn to fly ships through space currents that no one had ever used before. Their training was difficult, dangerous, but exciting. Humanity was ready." Inside another dock, Laura Pierce spoke with engineers and scientists. She pointed at blueprints on a glowing table. "We cannot leave any mistakes," she said. "Every engine must work. Every navigation system must be perfect. We cannot fail. If the Council tries to stop us, we will be ready." Her calm voice gave confidence to everyone around her. She was patient, careful, but firm. People listened. Humans had always worked together when facing impossible odds, and that was no different meanwhile. Evan Brooks coordinated with colonies far from Earth. Not all humans lived under Council control. Some lived on quiet planets in uncharted space. These colonies had skills, engineers, and resources. Evan sent messages, secretly arranging ships, pilots, and workers to join Horizon Path. Every plan was coded, every meeting private. No alien could discover their preparations. Every step had to be hidden. The Council began to notice small signs. Their scouts saw nothing unusual at first, but over time, strange energy readings appeared near human colonies. Ships were disappearing for days at a time. Signals were scrambled. Council members whispered among themselves. "Humans are calm," one said. "Too calm? Something is happening, but we do not know what." Fear began to spread. Humans were quiet, patient, and strong. That made the Council uneasy. They had always feared humans, but now they realized their fear might be too late. Back on Earth, the first massive ship was being tested. Its engines glowed with energy that no species had ever used. Scientists had discovered a way to tap into deep space currents. These currents were invisible streams of energy flowing through space, connecting stars and galaxies. Humans had learned to ride them. The test ship lifted, slowly at first, then faster and faster, until it disappeared into the blackness beyond the solar system. Every reading showed stability, precision, and strength. Humans had done what the Council thought impossible. In another part of the secret docks, Admiral Nina Carr walked through a corridor with her security team. "We cannot take chances," she said. "Even the smallest spy could ruin everything." Her team nodded. They had captured alien scouts before, trying to uncover Horizon Path every time. The spies were returned quietly, unaware of what humans had achieved. The fleet was a secret, and it would remain one. The preparations were not just about ships and engines. Humans needed pilots, navigators, and soldiers to protect the fleet. Ryan Porter trained dozens of young pilots, teaching them to handle extreme maneuvers. They practiced flying through dense asteroid fields, avoiding solar flares, and navigating currents that could bend ships like paper. Many fell during training. Some were injured, but none gave up. They knew their role was critical. Humanity's future depended on their skill. Civilians also played a role. Families volunteered to leave Earth with Horizon Path. Children were trained to read stars. Engineers studied new energy systems, and doctors prepared for unknown illnesses in deep space. Everyone had a job. Everyone mattered. Even ordinary workers built parts for the engines. Welders and mechanics ensuring every piece was perfect. Horizon Path was not just a fleet. It was a whole society moving together, ready for the future. One day, a small alien ship approached a hidden dock near a distant human colony. It was quiet, curious, and cautious. Within minutes, it was surrounded by invisible sensors. Admiral Nina appeared on a hologram in the alien ship. "You are in restricted space," she said calmly. "Leave immediately." The alien captain hesitated, then turned and left. It was a small victory, but it sent a message. Humans would protect their plans at any cost. The Council, meanwhile, began to panic. Reports of strange energy bursts, missing ships, and unusual activity reached their chambers. "What are humans doing?" one Council member asked. "They move quietly, and yet their power grows. They are not afraid of exile. They are preparing something unimaginable, Others agreed. Fear turned to concern. The council had underestimated humans. Their patience, intelligence, and courage made them stronger than anyone expected. Back in the fleet, Laura and Evan worked late into the night. Charts, blueprints, and calculations covered the tables. "We are close," Laura said, rubbing her eyes. "The fleet will be ready in months. Then humanity will leave. We won't wait for permission." Evan nodded. "Every step must be perfect. Every pilot, every ship, every engineer is ready. The council thinks they control us. They don't even understand what we are capable of." As Horizon Path grew, the first civilian ships were prepared. Families loaded their belongings, children waving to friends, workers checking every detail. The ships were large, bright, and strong. Engineers tested engines, fuel lines, and navigation systems over and over. Every failure was fixed immediately. Humans did not accept mistakes. Their survival depended on precision, speed, and courage. Ryan stood on the bridge of one ship, watching the stars. "I cannot wait to see the currents," he said. "I want to ride them. I want to feel what humans can do." Young pilots laughed, ready for the challenge. They were proud. For the first time in history, humans were about to leave the galaxy they had known. Not as fugitives, not as outcasts, but as explorers, as pioneers, as a species that refused to be controlled. The final weeks before departure were filled with tension. Every ship was checked, every engine tested, every system verified. Laura and Evan monitored communications, ensuring no leaks. The council's fear grew. Messages from distant scouts reported strange lights and energy bursts near human colonies. Some scientists tried to warn the council. "Humans are using the currents," they said. "They are moving faster than we can calculate. If they leave now, we cannot stop them." But the council had no plan. Humanity had taken the first step, and they were unstoppable. Finally, the day arrived. Horizon Path was ready. Thousands of ships lined hidden space docks, engines humming, lights blinking, systems ready. Families, pilots, engineers, and soldiers waited quietly. No one spoke of fear. Humans had learned to face danger with calm and skill. They had learned to work together when the odds seemed impossible. And now, they would take the next step. They would leave the council's territory, leaving behind any doubt of human strength. Admiral Nina gave the final order. "All ships ready. Engines online. Prepare to depart." Lights across the fleet glowed brighter, and the hum of energy filled the air. Ryan, Laura, and Evan watched from the lead ship. The engines glowed with power that no alien could understand. The currents of space were waiting, invisible and ready for humans to take them. Laura looked at Evan and smiled. "This is it," she said. "The council thought they controlled us. They thought we would beg. But we are ready. Humanity will leave. And when we do, the galaxy will see what we are capable of." Evan nodded. "We don't wait for anyone. We don't beg. We move forward. Horizon Path will take us beyond Exile." As the ships lifted slowly from their hidden docks, the sky above them was quiet. Stars shone, distant and steady, as if cheering for the small blue species that refused to be controlled. One by one, the massive engines roared to life. Humanity was about to begin its journey, leaving behind fear, insult, and the council that tried to judge them. Horizon Path had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. The first ships moved into the dark of space, engines glowing bright, cutting through the currents that connected stars. Pilots guided them carefully, navigating through energy streams that bent light and twisted space. Every ship moved with precision. Every family watched in wonder. Every soldier remained alert. Humans had planned, built, and trained for this moment. And now it was here. Far across the galaxy, the council watched from their stations. Their faces were pale. Their calculations failed. Their scouts could not keep up. Humans were gone from their sight, moving faster than anyone had thought possible. And they knew something important. They had underestimated Earth. They had underestimated humans. And that was a mistake they would never forget. Horizon Path was more than a fleet. It was a declaration, a promise, and a symbol. Humanity would not wait. Humanity would not beg. Humanity would move forward, boldly and proudly, into the unknown. And in that moment, every person on Earth and its colonies understood one truth. The galaxy had misjudged humans, and humanity would show what it could do. The Horizon Path fleet had left Earth's solar system quietly but powerfully. Thousands of ships, massive and small, moved together through the void, engines glowing like distant suns. Pilots guided them carefully through the invisible currents of space, energy streams that bent light and twisted stars. Every ship followed the course set by Laura Pierce and Evan Brooks. Every crew member knew their role. Humanity was leaving the known galaxy, and the Council could do nothing to stop it. Ryan Porter sat on the bridge of his ship, the Bright Line, the lead ship of the fleet. He gripped the controls as the engines hummed beneath him. He could feel the currents flowing around the ship, twisting space in ways no alien had ever seen. "This is amazing," he whispered. No one could have imagined humans could do this. Other pilots in the fleet practiced maneuvers they had only trained for. Some flew close to each other in synchronized patterns, threading between invisible energy streams. It was dangerous. One mistake could destroy a ship, but every pilot had trained for months. Their skill was unmatched. This was not only survival. This was humanity proving its strength. Meanwhile, deep inside the Council's chambers, alarm bells rang. Reports had come in from scouts. The humans were moving faster than any calculations predicted. Some of the alien scientists argued among themselves. "They have discovered the currents," one said, voice shaking. "They are bending space in ways no species has done before. We thought humans were young, weak, and reckless, but this is genius," another council member added. "Their fleet is not only large, it is precise. Every ship moves as if it is one mind. They are leaving quietly, but with power we cannot match. If they continue, they will be beyond reach." The council tried to act. They sent scout ships to follow the fleet, to measure the strange energy signatures. But the scouts were no match. When one entered the currents, it faltered, its engines overloaded. Gravity twisted the vessel, and it barely escaped with its crew alive. Every report only increased the council's fear. Humans had discovered something they did not understand, and it made them stronger than ever. Back in the fleet, Laura Pierce monitored every ship. Screens lit up with energy readings, navigation status, and communication signals. "We are in uncharted space," she said. "The currents are stable. Keep your formations. Watch the edges of the streams. There is no turning back now." Evan Brooks stood beside her. "Some alien species will try to stop us," he said quietly. "They will not understand. They will fear what they cannot control." Laura nodded. "We don't wait for fear. We move forward. Humanity will not be slowed." In the hidden colonies, more ships were being prepared to join Horizon Path. Families packed belongings. Pilots trained. Engineers tested engines and systems. The fleet would grow larger as they moved farther from Council space. Every addition strengthened humanity's power and independence. The Council had declared exile, but humans had refused to wait. Instead, they had taken control of their own destiny. One day, a Council scout ship tried to approach the fleet again. This time, it entered a zone where currents twisted space around the human ships. The scout's instruments failed. Gravity warped its hull. Its crew scrambled to regain control, but the currents were too strong. A warning message reached the Council. "The humans have mastered the currents. We cannot follow them. Their path is beyond our understanding." Panic spread among the Council. The humans they had tried to exile were disappearing faster than they could act. Inside the Bright Line, Ryan and his team prepared for the first large jump. The jump would take them beyond known star maps, into deep space currents no species had ever navigated. Pilots checked systems. Engineers verified engines. Soldiers stood ready to protect civilian ships. The entire fleet was silent, focused, waiting for the signal. Laura gave the order. "All ships, prepare for jump. Follow your course. Trust the currents." Humanity moves forward. The engines of the Bright Line roared louder. Energy streams wrapping around the ship. Light bent around the hull. Stars stretched and twisted. It was a sight no human had ever imagined, and yet they had built it. They had trained for it. They were ready. Evan Brooks watched the readings. All systems are stable. The currents are holding. We are about to enter unknown space. He felt a mixture of fear and excitement. But he knew one truth. Humanity had done what the Council said they could not. They had turned Exile into opportunity. Every calculation, every ship, every pilot had led to this moment. The jump began. The bright line and the fleet moved as one. Space bent around them. Light stretched. Stars vanished and reappeared. It was dizzying, beautiful, and dangerous. Pilots shouted commands. Engineers shouted confirmations. Civilians held on, wide-eyed at the spectacle. Humanity was leaving the galaxy behind, and nothing could stop them. The first jump succeeded. Ships reappeared in a region of space unknown to the Council, far beyond any star map. Pilots cheered. Families hugged. Engineers wiped sweat from their brows. Laura and Evan looked at the stars, quiet but proud. Humanity had done what no one thought possible. They had turned exile into escape. They had turned fear into freedom. Ryan Porter looked at the horizon. "We did it," he said. "We are free. No one can touch us here." Pilots nodded. Soldiers smiled. Civilians clapped. For the first time, humanity could see a future not limited by fear, not judged by others, not controlled by alien councils. Horizon Path was more than a fleet. It was proof of what humans could achieve. The Council tried again. They sent messages, warnings, and requests for communication. They offered apologies, bribes, and threats. But all were ignored. Humans were beyond reach. The currents carried them farther and faster than any Council ship could follow. The Council realized their mistake. They had judged humans too early, underestimated their skill, patience, and courage. The species they had feared was now untouchable. Back on the bright line, Laura addressed the fleet. "We are entering unknown space. New worlds, new resources, and new civilizations await. Humanity will build its future here. We will not return until we are ready. And when we do, the galaxy will remember who we are." Evan added, "We leave not in anger, but in pride. We leave because we choose to. No one will control us. No one will judge us. This is our path. Horizon Path is our future." The fleet continued through the currents. Each jump took them farther from Council space. Engineers calculated new paths. Pilots adjusted to changes in energy streams. Civilians watched in wonder. Humanity had become a force no one could deny. They had taken exile and turned it into power. They had turned fear into freedom. Months passed as the fleet moved through uncharted space. New stars appeared. New planets glimmered in the distance. The fleet split into smaller groups to explore nearby systems, then regrouped to maintain safety. Pilots learned to handle the currents with precision. Engineers improved engines for longer jumps. Families adapted to life aboard ships. Humanity thrived in unknown space, proving again that they were resourceful, intelligent, and strong. One day, a scout ship discovered a planet rich in water, minerals, and fertile land. It was uninhabited, quiet, and perfect for a colony. Laura and Evan decided this would be the first human settlement in deep space. Engineers began mapping the planet. Pilots prepared to land. Soldiers built temporary structures for protection. Families prepared to disembark. Humanity was not just moving. They were building. Meanwhile, the Council could only watch. Their messages went unanswered. Their scouts failed to follow. Their calculations could not predict human paths. They realized the truth. Humanity had not waited for permission. They had not begged or pleaded. Humans had taken control of their destiny using intelligence, courage, and cooperation. The species they had underestimated had become unstoppable. Inside the bright line, Laura looked at the fleet. "We are far from home," she said, "but we are safe. We are free, and we are strong." Evan nodded. The Council thought they could exile us. They thought fear would control us. But we are human. We do not wait. We do not bow. We move forward. Ryan Porter and the pilots watched the stars flow past. "No one can stop us," he said. "We are human. We are strong. And we are free." The fleet moved as one, bright and powerful, through the currents of space. Horizon Path had become a legend even before the first human colonies landed. Humanity was on its way to a new frontier. The first settlement ship landed on the planet discovered by the scouts. Engineers and families stepped onto the surface. Water flowed in streams. Minerals glittered in the sun. Soil was fertile and rich. Humans began to build. Structures rose. Farms appeared. Systems for power and energy hummed. Humanity was not just surviving. They were thriving. They had taken exile and turned it into opportunity. They had taken fear and turned it into freedom. Back aboard the Bright Line, Laura and Evan watched the settlement begin. "This is only the start," Laura said. "The galaxy will not control us. The Council will learn their mistake." Evan smiled. "Humanity has proven itself again. We do not wait for others. We make our own path. Horizon Path is our future." The fleet continued to explore, discover, and expand. Every jump, every discovery, every new settlement showed the strength of humans. The Council had thought exile would weaken them. Instead, it had made them stronger. Humanity had not waited. Humanity had chosen its own path, and the galaxy would never forget it.